What's up, guys? We are back. We are currently eating dinner. Fanny made a fantastic little taco salad. What do you think of the taco salad, Charlotte? She's not talking tonight.
We went to Lowe's to grab a few supplies to make our camper kid-friendly.
A little bit more kid-friendly. So right now we have Charlotte sleeping on the bunk bed in the back of the trailer. We had her sleeping on the queen on the back.
It folds out.
But it was just taking up too much space, and we needed more space to be able to kind of sort things up the way we wanted. So we ended up moving her to the top bunk. But our problem is she's a very active sleeper.
Yep.
And so we ended up grabbing an adjustable, like, what would you call it?
A shower
like
curtain
a
rod.
shower curtain rod or a dowel that we
it.
just put up like maybe this far off of the bed to keep her from rolling off. But we wanted a little something more permanent and also just a little bit easier to work with, because Charlotte keeps knocking the dowel rod down.
Not during her sleep, just she has to purposely do it.
Yeah. So anyways, stopped at Lowe's, grabbed some supplies. I have a board right here. We actually just finished sanding down. Grabbed a 6-foot board, got some hinges. I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. We're grabbing a ladder that I found on Facebook Marketplace. But anyways, we're gonna grab that. Hopefully it's the right size. I might have to do a little bit of adjustment, but those are kind of two things that we're gonna be doing to help kid-friendly our RV. So we're gonna take you guys along for the ride. I'm about to head out to go get that Marketplace sale, and we'll see you in the car. All right, so we are in the car. We're headed to the town just next over to us. I was planning on building a ladder for Charlotte, but I, first of all, don't have a whole lot of tools. And second of all, I just didn't really have any, not that you need, like, I could just figure it out by myself, but I didn't have any like plans for a ladder that would fit well. And on top of that, wood's expensive. So I was like, maybe I can find something on Facebook Marketplace that would work. You know, it might need a little bit of adjustment here and there, but it'd be a heck of a lot cheaper. So I went on Marketplace, found this ladder in the next town over. The lady's asking $15. It's an old bunk bed ladder that they turned into a like blanket ladder or whatever for decoration, but Charlotte's not that big, so it doesn't need to be super sturdy. My only concern is that it might be just a hair tall for what I need, so we might have to trim it down, but I'm just gonna grab some hooks so that it'll hook onto the spot where our bunks are, and it should be pretty well set up for her. It's already painted white. The lady said it might need a paint job, so we might end up having to paint it, but all in all, honestly, for $15, I can't complain, and if we need to throw another coat of paint on it, it'll do well. So, also, the reason Fanny and the girls are not with me is because we do not have a truck currently, so we are just out of my car, which means I don't have space for the car seats to be able to get this ladder in. I'm also hoping this ladder is small enough that it will fit in my car, because I have a little hatchback and it doesn't have the most room, and this ladder could be a little bit taller than I'm hoping. So anyways, that's kind of my hope. That's why the girls aren't with me, but we'll get this ladder. Hopefully it'll fit in the trailer or fit in the car, and we can get it home and get it all set up. Fits, we're good. Looks pretty sturdy. It might need to give it another paint job, but for now it'll work. Go grab some hooks to hang it up on the bunk beds, and we should be set for Charlotte to have a ladder. So I'll see you guys back at the trailer. So this took me a while, so I'm just gonna voice over, kind of giving you guys an idea of what I did. Ended up bolting the little handrail things on the back of the ladder to kind of grip onto that lip, but I realized it kind of worked. I ended up putting the other part of the handrail piece on the back side just to keep it from sliding forward, because it kept it from sliding back, but it didn't keep it from sliding forward. So I put those down, which worked great. Put the grip stuff on the stairs of the ladder, and that was really good. Charlotte was really happy with that. Here you go, Charlie. You're welcome. Now Charlie can get down off of her own bed. Are you excited? Yeah?
Now we're gonna have surprise visitors in the morning.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. All right, so I finished oiling our board. So now I'm going to be attaching our hinges. I'm just using, they're just gate hinges from Lowe's. Pretty simple. Came in like a 2-pack for like $10. So I'm gonna trace out where I want to put them. That way I can start the screw holes and not have to worry about making sure this is straight. Get both of them set up. I'm gonna build it so when the board sits upright like this, it's just gonna stop basically right there, and I'll have this much of a lip, which won't be terribly too much, but I don't need it to be a whole lot. It just needs to be enough that she's not gonna like fall over into the abyss of nothing underneath the bunk beds. So I'm gonna get to that. All right, so I got it all hooked up. I actually had to kind of jerry-rig it a little bit because these screws that came with the hinge kit were just longer. They're 1 inch long, and this board is a 1 inch width thick board. So I ended up using actually some screws I had laying around the house. I used to build pole sheds, and so I have all these metal screws with these rubber washers. Thankfully, those were about the right diameter, so I used them to kind of space it out so we don't get any screws showing through. This one did poke through a little bit, but I'll sand them down in a little while. But anyways, that's what I ended up using. Only used 3 screws across the top because really it's not holding that much weight and I'm not too concerned about it. So that's how that worked out. But that did create another dilemma. Now that I have it set up this way, when it stands up, it leans against the trim. If it's gonna focus, leans against the trim right here on the bunk bed. So when it folds down, semi-decently flat. When it folds up, it just sits on this to hold it upright, which works out really nicely. But my problem is, I don't think our step ladder is gonna work if we leave this upright. It kind of gets in the way. So our step ladder set up. That is not gonna work. So we're back to the drawing board on the ladder. Not sure exactly how we're gonna set that up. Might have to do some tinkering here and there. So I'm gonna go think about it a little bit and see what we can come up with, because I really want something that we can attach and disattach. Like, I don't want it to be a permanent attachment for the ladder because I want it to be able to come off, and we're also storing things underneath there that we need access to. So I'm gonna try to figure that out, and I'll update you guys when I come up with a solution. But the bed rail is a go. It's all good. Works really nicely. Hinges really good. Turned out really nice. Smoothed down really good. So pretty excited about that. One thing down. Second thing almost done. We're like 1.5 things done. So getting her done, and we'll see what I can come up with for the ladder. So after tinkering around with the ladder for a little while, I realized that my handrail hooks were not going to work. We ended up just leaning it between the bunk bed and our freezer that's sitting in the back, because that was like a perfect amount of space for it to lean. It's leaning against the bed, so when Charlotte climbs up it doesn't pull back, and it also doesn't fall forward. So that's our temporary setup for now. Thanks for coming along, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions on maybe another way to hook up this ladder, I'd be more than intrigued to hear what you have suggested in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave us a like, and we always appreciate a subscription. We'll see you guys in the next video.